This is President Okuda's project, BT2 Project, when he became president in 1995. He said, Toyota, you're no good. Destroy Toyota and rebuild Toyota. Create a new Toyota over it. This was his slogan, BT2. I don't know who created it.
So this is when everyone was writing about Toyota saying how great they were, and he was saying, no, we're not that great, and there is a problem if you think we're that great. Destroy current Toyota.
I think many Toyota executives, including the managers, thought Toyota was number one. And this was contrary to what the general culture was believing.
But he's saying wrong thinking, create new Toyota over again.
Then Vice President of Manufacturing Kosuke Shiramizu, his idea was cut everything in half at Toyota. Take the factories, make them half the size.
Everything cut in half. This is where it comes from. And look at this plant. I've been in this plant. This is the Daihatsu plant, right? I've been in this plant right here, but this is a secret plant. They won't let you in this plant. Half the size, same productivity, same production output. How did they do it? Secret.
Secret.
Wow.
This is a kind of secret, but basically everyone decided that there's 2 operators working per vehicle. He said, who decided that? Why do we need to have only 2 per vehicle? We can put 3 or 4 people on one vehicle at a time.
Oh, in other words, 2 people working on one vehicle. He's got 3 people working on one vehicle.
Why not 4? Why not
4 people?
Why stick with 2?
And that's how you cut down, because you don't need nearly the space. So in other words, they just stretched out the production line where actually you could make it much more compact. This is the body line before, and you were saying that this body line has changed 2 or 3 times dramatically. So big jigs, big fixtures, very expensive.
This is a very big machine.
You can't even see the body. It's just hidden from all these big jigs and fixtures.
Because the jig is so big, it takes a lot more time to do the assembly. It takes time to physically transfer, which slows down production. So we made it much smaller.
So now, a whole different way of thinking. This is the new improvement. Yeah, so very open and a lot less expensive to make it.
What we did is switch to many robots, which allowed us to clamp from the inside, instead of the outside for welding, which really sped up our activity and allowed much more flexibility on this line.
Because we're clamping from the inside, everything can be much smaller. And this is the outcome of this. Model chain cost 70% decrease in model chains. Because now you didn't have all these big fixtures. 50% decrease in machine cost, layout space, huge improvements.
This is the injection molding machine for the bumpers that Toyota developed. The top one is Toyota's development. Only Toyota did this.
Right. What always fascinates me here is Toyota's not even an injection molding. They didn't make injection molds, but they figured out an injection molding machine. But they figured out a way to make it faster. It's not even their primary business.
This machine is exclusive to Toyota. No company can purchase this machine.
This is what's amazing. Think of all the technology and knowledge that goes into making an injection molding machine, and Toyota steps in and makes one twice as good as the manufacturers have been doing it for 50, 60 years.
There are so many secrets to this one machine. And to make it even better, the mold now costs 1/3 less than normal.
So much less. Wow.
When I was assistant manager and quality engineer, no one was even familiar with TPS. Shigeo Shingo came and challenged us. He took a 7-second work, a process that's only 7 seconds. And he said, come up with 300 ideas tomorrow on how it can be improved.
That's what Shingo told you to do. And you said, no way, I can only come up with 30.
This was a very difficult exercise, particularly difficult to do in the classrooms. We went back and forth between the Gemba and the classroom, trying to come up with different ideas on how this process can be improved. This was my idea. We bought some wild turkey to soften up our brains so we can come up with more ideas. Now it was easy to come up with 300 ideas. This is what Shingo said to us. Tear down the walls that you create in your brain. And don't forget, you created these walls in your mind. You created these limitations.